What if I told you that these interactive cards can be recreated without any 3D modeling knowledge, animation or coding skills, just by using AI and Framer? In this video, I'll walk you through my full process from creating JSON style guides, through generating images and videos from them, to finally putting it all together in Framer. My name is Nandi, this is Framer University, and let's get started. So as you can see, a while ago I came across this not English website, so I can understand anything. Well, what I see and I can understand that these hover states are really cool and they're really amazing. Basically, they just play a video as we hover over the cards. And a while ago I recreated these in Framer. So as you can see, this is a Framer version. If I hover over, these are just playing and they look amazing. However, I just used the images and videos from the original website to recreate it. But now, a couple of months have passed and today we can literally create this with AI. We can create similar style images with GPT-4o and then we can put them into Kling to make sure that they're animated in a looping way. And then we can again put it together in Framer to make sure that by default we see the image and when we hover over, it starts playing. So in this video, I'm going to attempt to do that. I have not done that already, so we'll see how it goes. So you're going to see my full process, all the prompts, all the things I'm doing, all the AIs I'm using, and at the end, the way I'm putting it together in Framer. So it's going to be a fun video and hopefully you're going to learn something. So the way I'm going to start is I'm going to get the reference images. So I just screenshotted a few of these and put it on one frame. So as you can see, here is the reference image that I put together. It's in Figma. I'm just going to copy. I don't know what I did, but I wanted to copy it as a PNG. And now I can go back to my browser, find ChatGPT, and start prompting. Now, before I do anything, I want to create a JSON style guide. You could ask, what the hell is that? Well, it does, it helps me with creating images or generating images with GPT-4o or basically with an AI in consistent style. So first, I need a prompt that I can use to generate a great JSON style guide based on the reference images. So that is going to be given by this little chat window here. This is a raycast, by the way. I'm using Cloud 3.5 here. So I'm going to just say, please help me construct a prompt that asks AI to create a JSON style guide based on the attached ref image. Make sure to ask it to make it generalized so it can be applied to any scene to generate images in a consistent style. Make sure to talk about the materials, or ask it to talk about materials, lighting, visual appearance, and ask it to make it 1:1 ratio and look like a cinema for the Octane render in 8K resolution. So we're going to start with this. It is going to give us a prompt that we can use to generate the JSON style guide, and then we're going to start generating images. But then, based on the images that we're generating, we're going to tweak the style guide. You're going to see what we're doing. Okay, so as you can see, it's creating an example JSON style guide. We don't want that. Please do not generate an example JSON style guide. Just use a natural language to ask it or to specify what's needed in the style guide, in the JSON style guide. Okay, so this is probably going to be great. So I'm just going to copy this prompt. So now we have this. So I just pasted the reference images here, and then I'll also paste this prompt in, and I'm going to just send it. So now with ChatGPT-4o, I'm generating the style guide. I'm not generating an image yet. I'm just generating a style guide. As you can see, it's in JSON format. It will be really easy to use it at the end of our prompts when we're generating the images. So yeah, probably it's going to take some time to generate the full thing. But yeah, we're going to be back in a second. Okay, so here we have the full thing. We can just copy it. I'm going to start a new chat. And then I'm going to just say, please create a scene with I don't even know what I want to create. So maybe with a shopping basket filled with, we have a shopping basket filled with groceries. That's what we want. And style, we'll just paste the guide in here. And yeah, now we're going to see how the generated image looks. And based on that, we will ask AI to tweak the style guide. So for example, if the shadows are not looking great, if the materials are off, or if anything is off, we can just go back to the AI and say, hey, please add this specific thing to the style guide so our generated images look a little bit more accurate. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so as you can see, we got these and they're not bad. However, there's a few things. So if you look at these, you can see that they are placed on this white surface and they have like a wall behind, which is a little bit darker. And also they are a little bit smaller and are positioned a little bit closer to the ground, and they have a little bit more like, yeah, their drop shadow is not as smooth. And yeah, they're a little bit smaller, positioned a little bit closer to the bottom, so we can animate them easily or more easily to the top or something like that. So we have room for movement. So yeah, we have to ask the other AI to change the JSON style guide for us. Here we are in the other AI chat, and we're gonna ask it here. So please make sure that the generated scene sits on a pure white surface. Sorry, it's not, maybe I'm going to zoom in so the shortcuts are not hiding anything. So please make sure that the generated scene sits on a pure white surface, and they have a large empty space around them. Also make sure that the scene is not fully centered but has more empty space on the top. Also make sure that behind the white surface there is a little bit darker gray background wall, plain gray. Also please make the please specify the shadow direction according to the reference image. Also make sure it is not as blurred as it is right now, since the ref image has shadows that are a little more defined. We're going to start this whole thing with please modify the JSON style guide according to these. I think that's all we wanted to say. Sits on a white surface, the background is darker gray, it's not fully centered, has large empty space around, shadow. Yeah, I think that's all. So we're going to send it, and we're going to get an updated JSON style guide. We're going to use it to generate the same scene, and hopefully we're going to see the difference. Okay, so here we have it. I'm going to just copy it and go to the other AI. Actually, I'm going to just start a new one. Whenever I test a new style guide, I just like starting new chats. So create a scene of a shopping basket. So filled with groceries, and style is going to be the new style. Hopefully it's going to be a much better image. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that now it sits on the white surface. Shadows are still not good enough. Background is great. It's still too large. So we're gonna make sure to go back to the style guide generator and just ask it to make these tweaks. I'm gonna even copy this image and put it there. So I'm gonna just paste the image here that we generated. This is the image I generated with the style guide. It is still not what I need. Please make changes to the JSON style guide according to my feedback. We still need more empty space around the focal point of the scene. You can see that the object takes up most of the frame currently, which is something I don't want. Also, you can see that now the object sits in the complete center of the frame, and we would need it to be positioned a little closer to the bottom. So the focal point is offsetted along the axis to the bottom. We also need more defined shadows. You can see on the generated image, it's still quite blurred, so make sure the edges of the shadow is sharper. Please make focal object much, or not much smaller, because then I don't want it to be super small, but way smaller. Let's just say it that way. So let's just send it, and let's get the new style guide. Okay, so here we have it. Let's copy it and start a new chat. Style is going to be again the style that we just generated, and yeah, hopefully now it's gonna be better. What I experienced with generating these images in the past is that it's a little hard to get it to add more empty space around the object. It just likes adding a focal point in the center and, you know, making it large in a way that it almost fills up the available space in the frame. But hopefully now with these modifications, we get something that at least is a little bit smaller, but I can already see that it's quite large already. So yeah, that's not good. Okay, so this is the point where we have to be really, how to put it, like, yeah, we just have to make AI understand what we're doing, what we want to do in a simple way. So I'm going to paste the generated image here again, and I'm going to just say, you can see it's still super large. Make the object in scene much smaller, take up only 20% of width and height. I'm gonna say 20 because I know that it's gonna make it larger, so let's just account for that, and then make the shadow sharper than this. No blur needed. So yeah, we're just not writing any longer. We just want to be at this point super simple and super straight to the point. So yeah, let's hope for the best. Okay, so let's copy this, start new chat, and again, same prompt. Style is this. The only thing I modified here is I want a shopping basket with just a few groceries, because I felt like it was a little bit too filled previously. And yeah, I just hope that it's gonna be smaller, because I don't want to keep generating forever. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so you can see it's a little bit smaller. I don't know if it's small enough, probably not. So we could keep going. Now we set 20% and it got smaller, so it's great. That's why I set 20%, because I knew that it's going to be even larger than that. And also what I want to highlight here is we could go ahead, click the image and describe what we want to change. And we might do it here, but maybe not. The reason why I'm not doing that, because I want to make sure that I have the style guide properly like tuned to make sure that I can use that for consistent generations. Because if I change it here, tweak it, then I'll have to tweak other images as well if I want to create other images too. So yeah, for now, this is going to be good. For the sake of the video, but if you want to really perfect it and really make it as close as possible to the original, you can just keep going, keep tweaking the JSON style guide until you get something that you actually need. So now I'm just gonna copy this image and I'm gonna paste it within Figma. The reason why I'm doing this is because usually for some reason these generated images from ChatGPT are a little bit tinted with the orange. So you can see this here is much like grayer or maybe a little bit cooler. And here it's a little bit more warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to change the temperature and I'm going to change it to the left. I'm going to lower it and I'm going to do that until I reach a point where it basically looks like these. So maybe I'm going to put it even over it. I think this is pretty close. Yeah. So now what I can do is I can just copy this as a PNG. So copy as PNG, by the way, Shift, Command and C is the shortcut. And now I can go onto another AI, which is called Kling AI, to animate this. So as you can see here, I am on klingai.com, which is a really cool tool that we can create these crazy animations with just from an image. So I'm going to create an account really quickly. Okay, so as you can see, I am in here and I can just go on the left to video. And in theory, we have a few generations in the free plan. So let's try. So as you can see, video generation, image to video. And what we need is Kling 1.6, because here we can add a start frame and an end frame, because the trick is pasting the same image for the start frame and the end frame. So I don't know why it is not on my clipboard. So I'm going to copy this again and I'm going to start pasting. Yeah. And then I'm going to do that for the end frame as well, but I have to wait until it uploads to the start. There you go, start frame, end frame, and they are the same. Why am I doing this? Well, because I want to make sure that the start frame and the end frame of the video is the same. This will create a looping animation for us. For the prompt, we can either select something from presets, but what I want is to specify it. So items from the basket slowly float up and rotate, then move back into the basket. So really simple. We just explain the movement that we need and then we generate. And as you can see, you're running out of credits. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure that you get credits when you log in. Maybe it knows that I actually have another account. Okay, maybe I'm going to just upgrade the plan. By the way, it's really cool because you get free credits. I don't know how much, but a few, so you can start generating. Actually, now I have credits. What is this? Okay, so now I have credits. I don't know what happened, but okay, I have to upload the start and end frames again, and I'll have to write the prompt again. So yeah, simple prompt, and we click generate. And in just a few minutes, hopefully, actually on the free plan, sometimes it takes 30 minutes or 60 minutes, which is quite crazy. But again, they have a $7 per month plan, which I use with my other account. But yeah, I just want to show you that even if you have a fresh account, you can start generating, you can start playing around with it, and then if you like it, you can subscribe to one of the smaller plans to be able to generate more, quicker perhaps. And yeah, so we're gonna wait a little bit and see what we get. Okay, so as you can see, it also shows that the waiting time is just a minute, so hopefully we'll get it really soon. Only 30 seconds left and we're gonna see the generation. I'm so excited. I have no idea what is happening on this video. Stuff is going into the basket? No. I want items from the basket to float upwards slowly. Maybe I have to be a little bit simpler. Groceries from the basket move up, rotate, and then move back down. We can also do negative prompts. So I don't know how to negative prompt these things falling from the sky. Items falling from the sky. That's something I don't want, so I will just write in the negative prompt. And we're gonna generate it again. Hopefully, actually the things that are within the basket are going to move up and not some random things falling into the basket. So yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's so funny seeing these generations. Yeah, so it moves up and down. I mean, the whole basket moves up. Yeah, I guess maybe we still have credits, so we can play around with it a little bit more. Maybe we say individual groceries from the basket move up, rotate, and then move back down. Also negative prompt, moving basket. So it shouldn't move, so we're just gonna write it here as negative prompt, moving basket. And I think that's all I can say, really. Like the whole thing is pretty simple, so I don't know, it shouldn't be too hard for AI to generate this. So please, AI, please help me create this video. Thank you. Bro, nothing is happening on this video. I want my money back. I want my money back. It's nothing is happening here. Okay, maybe let's just do this. This is gonna be so next level. I'm screenshotting this, putting into AI, list the items in the basket. Or no, actually, rewrite this prompt. Make sure it's naming the items in the basket. So we're gonna be like milk, banana, stuff like that. One by one. Okay, this is a good prompt. One by one, bubble, rise up, and then descend back into the original positions. Notice, these are utilized for what? I was generating the same way and it worked. Bro, I was literally generating with this setup up until this point, and now you say I cannot? Why? I was generating with an end image and it worked. So I don't know what is happening with Kling, but just for the sake of finishing this video up, I'll upgrade my plan to become a member. Again, not too crazy, $7. We can live with that. Okay, so now we have a plan, and hopefully we can do the video that we want to do. So again, I'm gonna do the same like setup. So start frame, end frame, same thing. Then here's the prompt, and now I'll click generate. Okay, so the camera just turned off. I just turned it back on. Hopefully it's not gonna turn off again. Battery is not. Yeah, but it's on charge. I don't know what's happening. So we got the next generation, and there you go. At least one item moved up. That's great. I'm not gonna mess around with it more. So having a great result also depends on what image you have. So for different images, it might work a little bit differently. But yeah, as you can see, if you have more time, which I don't really have right now, you can experiment with it a little bit more, trying different prompts, and yeah, somehow get these other items to move up as well. Maybe setting the length to 5 seconds, maybe it gives a little bit more time for it to animate. Maybe then more items would move up, or something like that. But this is already, at least something moves up. That's great for us. So now let's put it together in Framer and make sure that it happens when we hover over this little card. So I'm gonna just download it. I'm gonna remove the watermark and just download it. So basically in Framer, the way these are set up is that this is a card and it has a default and a hover state. And within here, you can see that we have an image and the video as well. And on the default, the video is not playing. And on the hover state, the video is playing. So let me show you how it's done. I'm gonna just create a simple frame here. So I'm not gonna add all the details. I'm not gonna spend time with that because the most important part is how the actual image part or the video is structured. So I'm just gonna create a frame. I'm gonna set the radius to maybe 8. And then I'm gonna remove the fill color. And then I'll just call it card testing. And I'll just draw a frame here and pin it to all sides. And this is going to be the image. So I'm going to call it image. And on the right, I'm going to just upload the image, or what I can do is I can go to Figma. I can copy this as a PNG again, go back to Framer and select the image field here, and then press Command and V. So now it's uploaded. Perfect. And then we need a video. So the way videos work in Framer, the way you can put them on your canvas is by pressing I on your keyboard to open the insert panel on the left, search for video, and then drag and drop it onto the canvas. Now this will be positioned on top of the image and it will fill up the available space. I'm going to upload the same image here because basically the poster image is what we see while the video is still loading. So this is basically the first frame of the video. And then the URL will actually not be a URL, but I'm going to just upload my file. So just uploaded the file, and as you can see now it appears here. I also want to make sure that the video is not within the image. It's actually outside of that, and with Z index I can position it over the image, and I can set it to where it is playing. No, it's not gonna play. And opacity will be 0, so it's not visible. So now I can turn this into a component by pressing Option Command K or a right click create component. This is going to be just a card testing, and I can click here and then select hover to add the hover state. Now as you can see, nothing really happens as I hover. So what I want is to show this video opacity 1. That's still not going to be enough because we also have to set the playing to yes. So now if I hover over, the video starts playing. Really cool. And as you can see, it's just a looping video. It just moves up and down. If I move my cursor outside of the card, it just changes back to the like default image. So yeah, basically that's how you do something like this. So let me just put this here to the other card. So as you can see, this is the original. You can see that they are like they are created with like real 3D software with 3D by 3D artists. So of course it's gonna be a little bit better, but still I think it's pretty cool that we can create something like this, something that is really similar to the original, and without writing any code or without any coding or 3D modeling knowledge, we were able to create this. And if you have more time, you can experiment with it a little bit more, and yeah, with like other scenes that maybe not that complicated, maybe something like actually we have the basket here as well, but yeah, maybe something like this where we have a bowl or something. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. If you want to remix this, you can go down to the description, and I'll leave a remix link there, and you can see how these cards are structured. And basically that's it. That's it for the video. I really do hope that it was helpful and you were able to learn something. If you want to learn more and get more resources, make sure to check out framer.university. As you can see, there's a bunch of resources. There are over 400 resources on this page. I'm going to scroll forever, literally. And all of these are remixable, so you can click them, copy the components, or remix the projects. So you can see how these crazy scroll animations are built. You can use these components on your websites. And if you see this little icon here, that means that that specific resource has a dedicated tutorial, so you can see, for example, how this crazy galaxy button is created. So I think it's a pretty great little resource for you if you're learning Framer, or if you're using Framer and you need like cool animations, components, effects and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Make sure to like it, write a comment, and yeah, subscribe for more. And I'm gonna see you in the next one.